Hello, welcome back to my videos. Today we're just gonna rank videos till we reach 15 minutes. Alright, bye. Let this video start. Or I'll just write my favorite YouTuber. Alright. Now we're...
A folded piece of paper dropped out of my locker and landed on the hallway floor with my name written on it in red ink. I picked it up, unfolded it, and read 2 sentences. I know what you did, and I think about you all the time. I stood there and read them again.
That kind of sounds weird.
The first sentence was a threat, and the second one wasn't. I needed to find out which one it was before I found out the hard way. The bell rang. I folded the note.
First find what the threat means, then report it to the principal.
Put it in my
That's
pocket
how I
and
did
went
it
back
to
to
a
class.
boy.
In second period, I looked around the room at every pen on every desk. 3 people had red pens out. I wrote their names down on the corner of my notebook. In third period, I did the same thing and added 2 more names. By the time I got to fourth period history, my list had 7 people on it. I sat down and pulled the note out again under my desk. I read it one more time. I know what you did, and I think about you all the time. I started looking around the room for red pens. That's when I saw Naomi, 2 rows over, taking notes with a red pen.
I didn't know that Naomi is named Naomi.
Wrote her name down. Then I stopped. Naomi was the girl I had held the door for that morning. She had smiled at me. There was no way she would write something like this. I kept looking around the room, but nobody else had red ink. I looked back at Naomi and caught her staring at me. She looked away fast, but I kept watching her. A minute later, she looked up again, saw me looking, and looked back down at her notebook. Her face turned red. Now I was growing suspicious of her, so I watched her for the rest of the period. When the bell rang, I stood up when she did and followed her into the hallway. I stopped her and held the note up and asked her flat out if she wrote it. Her face went red and she said yes. I held it up higher. What does it mean? She looked at the floor. This morning, she said, when you held the door, I had my arms full and you just stopped and waited and you didn't even know me. I've been thinking about it a lot and I just had to say something. She still wasn't looking at me. So I wrote it and put it in your locker, and then I thought it sounded insane. I looked down at the red ink. Then I looked back at her. So it's not a threat. She finally looked up. No, dummy, I was being thankful. We both stood there laughing. Neither one of us could stop. I had spent the whole...
I'd rather not be with Naomi. I'd rather be in lunch in the period he found Naomi.
day. I had one leg out the window when I heard the music start at the pool party down the street. I'd been grounded for 2 weeks, and my crush from third period was going to be at that party in a bikini. I pulled my other leg up onto the sill. I was getting to that party if it killed me. I dropped down onto the porch roof below me. I looked over the edge, and that's when I realized 2 stories was a lot higher than 2 stories sounds. I grabbed the sill with both hands and hauled myself halfway in. My belt caught on the corner of the window frame. I was stuck. My legs were dangling outside on the porch roof. My chest was inside my bedroom, and I couldn't move either direction. My phone slid out of my pocket, skidded across the shingles, and cracked on the driveway. I heard a door open downstairs, and footsteps coming down the hallway toward my room. I yanked my belt as hard as I could, and the window frame creaked, but didn't budge. From the sidewalk, a kid yelled, "Bro, what is going on up there?" It was Trent from my bus. I hissed back, "Go away, go away, go away, please go away." "Wait, Jax, is that you?" Trent pulled his phone out of his pocket and started filming. "Bro, this is going on TikTok." He's stuck. 3 more kids appeared like he'd summoned them, all filming. The footsteps got closer. I tried one more yank and my belt loop popped off. I still didn't move. My bedroom door opened. "Oh my God, what are you doing?" My mom dropped her laundry basket on the floor. She walked over to the window and looked at me. She started laughing. She pulled her phone out of her back pocket. Hold on. I need to get this." "Mom, please. Are you stuck?" I nodded. "I'll get a better angle." My mom shared the TikTok on Facebook that night with the caption, "Guess who's grounded forever?" Monday Monday morning, I wore a hoodie to school with the hood up so nobody would recognize me. A kid I'd never spoken to in my life stopped me in the hallway and yelled, "Window boy!" My crush from third period was standing right behind her. She laughed so hard she had to grab the locker. I had one leg out the window when I van.
I would rather, for the other video of Window Boy, I would rather not sneak into a party, or else I would be cooked. I would be dinner.
Pulled up to our neighbor.
Psych. Sorry for going too far.
Gave ice cream to every kid, but when my son walked up, the man laughed and said, "No ice cream for black kids." He drove off.
Wait, why is bro racist? Racist man, bro's racist. Call 911 immediately.
Crying and asked me if something was wrong with his skin. I hugged him and said, "That man is the problem, not you. And when he comes back, I'll prove it." My son smiled. After everyone got their ice cream, my son stepped up and gave the man $1, but he threw the dollar back at him and rolled his eyes.
Ow.
"I told you, no ice cream for black kids." But while that was happening, I snuck behind his ice cream and he no longer moved. That's when my son pulled out his phone and took a picture of the man and his van and sent it to his class group chat saying, "This man won't sell me ice cream because I'm black." The man noticed the phone and panicked and instantly jumped into the driver's seat to take off. But when he pressed the accelerator, nothing happened. His face shifted in confusion as he tried and tried again, but he just couldn't move. That's when he noticed he had been clamped and saw me smirking at him with my clamping equipment. He got out of his van, red in the face, and stormed over to me and demanded I remove the clamp. But then the kids from my son's group chat came running down the street. They were carrying eggs, pies, and spray paint. They yelled, "So you're being racist to our friend?" Before he could even react, they started throwing eggs at his van and spray painting "racist" on the side. His face fell and he ran over to stop them. But then my son's best friend threw a pie in his face and knocked him down. While he was on the ground, my son ran into his van and took all of his ice cream. He split it with all his friends and they ran. The man got up and got back in the van with his pie-covered face. But when he turned the key, he punched his steering wheel in anger as he realized he was still clamped. His car alarm started blaring, and now the whole neighborhood was coming out to see what the noise was. And
Funny that the title is named 2 Scoops of Karma. Let's just call it one scoop of karma and a guy ate pie. That would be a good title.
Every day for 5 years, a woman gave me a sandwich, but I never saw her face. I was homeless, living behind a strip mall,
I would
when I saw
want a
an
sandwich.
uneaten, wrapped sandwich on the dumpster. I looked around, then snuck over and savored my first meal in 3 days. My stomach stopped rumbling, and I went to sleep, not hungry for the first time in months. The next evening, a woman with her back turned was leaving another sandwich on the dumpster, and this time there was a note beside it. "What's your favorite?" I wrote it down, and the next evening, another sandwich was there, just like I said. That night, I found a crumpled leaf and left her my own note. "Thank you, mystery sandwich woman." The next day, she left a sandwich with extra protein and veggies.
I would want the sandwich and also the extra protein and veggies. I had one sandwich like that and it was amazing.
Soon, I stopped losing weight because of her sandwiches. She started leaving me little notes often, stuff like she'll try Sneak 2 tomorrow, and that I help her just as much as she helps me. I began looking forward to these notes just as much as her sandwiches, because I truly felt like we were friends, and that's something I've never experienced as a homeless person. On Christmas, I used all my money to buy a frame and put a photo of one of her sandwiches in it. I left it on the dumpster as a gift, and the next day found a wrapped box with warm gloves and socks inside. I'd still never seen her, so I put on my gloves and went in to figure out who it was. But my face was still dirty, and none of the employees even looked at me. I was crushed and walked out, but the sandwiches still kept coming, and for 5 years I stayed alive because of the mystery sandwich woman's kindness. But then one evening there was no sandwich and no note. I was disappointed, and then I saw the "for sale" sign on the window. The shop had closed down. I started crying because I thought I lost her. But the next morning, a man came up to me at the dumpster with my
I would be sad if I didn't have no more sandwiches.
favorite sandwich.
Can I guess that that he is her dad, please? Please. I may have watched this video, but I may forgot who that guy is. So I'm just trying to guess.
And an envelope. He explained that his daughter was the one giving me sandwiches. She died of cancer 3 months ago, but before she died, she'd asked her co-workers to keep leaving me the sandwich every night, so I wouldn't know anything changed. She made her dad promise that when the shop closed for good, he'd come give me the final sandwich. I teared up and took the sandwich, and when I opened the envelope, a check for all her savings fell out. There was also a note: I never showed you my face because I knew I was dying. I didn't want us to get close, only for you to feel the pain when I was gone. Please enjoy my last sandwich. Thank you for everything, Mystery Sandwich Woman. I turned over the note, and it was a picture of her making a sandwich for me. I finally saw her face. I unwrapped her last sandwich and cried as I took my last first bite. Every day for 5 years, a woman
I would be sad as well.
Halfway through my shift, someone burst through the front doors of the phone store, and
Gee, she's fatty. She definitely needs size 1,000 for her shirt and shoes. Probably she got a big belly roll, and she might break the Eiffel Tower by an earthquake.
Very large woman walked in. I need a new iPhone. My old one stopped working out of nowhere. She slammed on the counter, and when I looked at it, it was very obvious she had dropped it, or maybe even sat on it. I sighed, saying, "Ma'am, you don't have a warranty. We can't give you one for free." And when I said that, she completely exploded. She immediately started screaming insults, calling me an idiot, and demanded I go get my manager. And as soon as he came out from the back, I saw his eyes go wide. She instantly started screaming at him. "You people won't give me one just because I'm white. My phone worked perfectly fine until it broke out of nowhere. You owe me a new one." He tried to calm her down and whispered to go.
That's because she's a big bat and keeps eating too much. I think she will get traumatized from a salad.
Grab her a new phone. I sighed and grabbed it. While I set it up for her, she kept insulting me. "You're worthless. That's why you're just working a low-life job." I tried to ignore her and just gave her the phone. "Would you like to purchase a..."
And that's why that fatty is scared of, is traumatized of salads.
"Warranty, ma'am?" She grabbed it and yelled, "No, you're not scamming me anymore." She stormed out, and I knew I was quitting. I walked over to my manager, but just before I told him, we both froze. The woman took one step outside the store when she tripped, and we watched her giant body fall and completely crush her brand new iPhone 17 Pro.
Okay, so she won't get another one. She will just get a salad and get traumatized. Probably.
Max. She grabbed it, and it fell apart. She instantly ran back inside, screaming at me to get her a new one. I just looked at her. Should have got the warranty. Halfway through my I was eating Doritos on the couch playing Minecraft when my chest started pounding in the Ender Dragon fight. I figured it was just nerves from the boss fight, smacked my chest twice, and kept clicking my mouse. My left arm started twitching, but I shook it out and kept clicking. The pounding got sharper and faster. Pain shot down my left arm, and I knew it wasn't nerves anymore. But I had never gotten this far against the Ender Dragon. I wasn't getting up for anything. My vision started darkening at the edges, so I leaned closer to the screen and kept firing arrows. Molly walked in from the kitchen with a spatula in her hand, saw me, and stumbled backwards. "Babe, why is your face gray?" 5 more minutes in the dragon fight. She came around the couch, saw the screen, then saw my left arm hanging off the cushion. "Why isn't your arm moving?" "I got this." She pulled out her phone, and my Apple Watch started screaming a heart attack alert on the coffee table. "He's having a heart attack. Send someone right now." She was sobbing into 911. The dragon was at half a heart. The sirens started outside before she even hung up. My left side was completely dead. Just my right hand on the mouse. My eyes locked on the dragon. My vision tunneled down to just the screen. I clicked. The dragon roared and exploded into purple light. Achievement unlocked. Free the end. I slid off the couch onto the carpet. Doritos crumbs all over my chest. "Babe." Molly was kneeling next to me, screaming for the paramedics to hurry. I reached for her hand. I won. My life is complete. I woke up to a slap. Molly was standing over my hospital bed with mascara streaks down her face. "You absolute dummy," I croaked. "Babe, did we really win?" "We?" She slapped me again. I was eating Doritos on the couch.
I mean, I would do the same, but I wouldn't get a heart attack. So bye everyone. Please like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe to my video, please. And goodbye.